What is up, everybody? Kelly here playing Minecraft, and I am back on the Jsano Fan Server for episode number, I believe this is 34. 34, quite possibly. Let's go with that. But I found out something that we can do after we kill this zombie. Because, right now for our build, it's kind of in the monotonous stage of... Oh, sun's coming out. The monotonous stage of doing the ceilings and the floors and then the stairs, and basically rinsing and repeating for that until we reach the top, which is just this one and then that one. But in the meantime, I did find out a little something we could do. First, the tanks over there. I realized just recently that the tanks have a little tank crew of snow golems that I think some of them melted on the ones over in the plains, but those three are in a... or maybe you just ran out of snow golems, I don't know. But these three, and a few others over there, I think, had snow golems inside, and some of them didn't, so... But, I was looking at this on the overviewer map. The overviewer map just updated recently, and I've come to realize how bland this looks. And so I want to do something for it to make it a little bit more interesting, in which I think it would be kind of cool to add some foliage on the outside, just to kind of keep this building a green environment. So keep it green, what we're going to be doing. So it's just very simple. We're going to put a lot of dirt up here on these three areas, and then we'll plant some trees, and I got a few dirt block or grass blocks to go up as well. Probably don't have enough dirt right now for even one of these, but get a good idea of what we're starting on. So today is October the 9th. The only real special thing coming up for the 9th is the fact that I'm getting my haircut later today. So the long hair that I had in my Q&A video won't be no longer. Even though the army will lop off my hair anyways, I think it would be a little bit better to give them less to cut off. Because if I let them cut my hair now, they're probably just going to do a nice quick buzz cut. And there is a good chance that they're going to leave a bit of a patchwork hairdo on the top of my head that might get me into some heat with the drill instructors. So I think it would be best to get my hair cut now. It'll grow back in the days leading up to basic, but at least it won't be as long, and hopefully when I do get my buzz cut at basic, I will not have to worry so much about having patchy hair from a very quick haircut. So, dang it, these dirt blocks. Yeah, I'm definitely gonna need a lot of dirt. I'm already down to my last stack. Yeah, it's kind of the only real thing coming up. There's also my friend's wedding that I'm going to this weekend. I got the bachelor party on Friday, which I've mentioned in the was it the Suddenly Aughts Boy episode that before I was rudely interrupted, that I'm kind of not completely looking forward to it, because I'm being a gay guy. I kind of feel like I'm going to be the odd man out, and not to mention the fact that they're probably going to be drinking, and I don't drink. Not saying that I wouldn't necessarily, but I'm 20 years old. My birthday's not till December, which is a couple months away, and I don't know. Kind of not wanting to have my first drink at a bachelor party, I don't think. But yeah, that's kind of the big thing coming up. Looks like somebody had a creeper incident over here. I don't know why that would have happened. That might have been me in the past. The past me. I don't know where my axe is. Just take this down and then we'll go grab some more dirt. Yeah, that's a thing that's coming up. Probably the worst part about it is that I'm getting a ride with my friend there, with Austin, who's the guy getting married, and which basically means I can't really leave if I want to leave. I mean, I probably could. I could probably tell him and he'll take me home, but and he does know that me being me, I might not be as excited for this or as rowdy as some of the other guys would be there. I'm not really sure how many people will be there either, but he knows about, you know, my personality and all that stuff, because we've known each other for years, since the 4th grade, so it won't be that big of an issue, hopefully. I will probably isolate myself a bit. I could probably guarantee that somebody's going to offer me a drink, and considering that I'm not driving at all, I don't know. We'll see. I'm definitely going to try to refrain from getting wasted, at least. I'm not sure if anybody else will be trying to do the same, considering it's a party, but that'll happen. One thing that does get me nervous is that they want to go to a gentleman's club, which isn't the nervous part. That's just going to be a fish out of water incident for me. But the fact that there's going to be drinks there, I'm kind of worried about, you know, getting to and from there in a possibly inebriated state, or a drunk state at least, in case my vocabulary is not correct. But yeah, so that is a little bit worrisome. Hopefully things don't go awry, because I really don't need to get injured before going off to basic. If I get hospitalized for any reason, I'm pretty sure it will instantly delay me, so I'm going to try to not get hurt. Though it almost happened yesterday. Almost got into an accident. Was not completely my fault. I went to pick up my brother from school, and was driving along. There's this kind of newer road in Ocala that kind of makes a shortcut. It's a nice alternate for... oh yeah, that's right. Got 2 spawners here, but they're just too far apart. Like, here is where'd the cobble go? Right here is where that one lights up, and this one doesn't light up till about here. I could probably do something with that, but I would have to stand here for this one, and here for that one, or, you know. But anyways, so yeah, I was driving along, and the way the road is set up for the area is you go over this bridge that goes over the interstate, and the bridge kind of curves to the right, and yeah, it goes over the interstate and then comes down. It goes past a small little, not a small plaza, but it's, you know, it's got McDonald's and a few other places over there on the right hand side, and then the left hand side is a dealership. And basically driving along, went over the bridge, and this lady was trying to come out of the plaza from the right-hand side, and she pulls up to the turn lane. She stops, waits until the very last second, and decides to turn. Goes right up into my lane, and me, I'm thinking, well, the only thing I actually said was, dude, which was a little bit inaccurate because there's a lady, but, yeah, once she realized, what made things worse is that once she realized what she was doing, she just stopped. She didn't try to gun it and, try to make it, which, honestly, I think would have been a better option for her if she just gunned it. But, nope, she tried to stop, in which she stopped right in my lane. And, luckily, I was the only person on the road in that area. The nearest car was, like, a quarter mile behind me. And so, yeah, I slammed my brakes, hit my horn, and swerved around her. But that was pretty close to T-boning somebody. But yeah, I don't know if she, like, didn't notice me at all, which would have meant that she had to have some sort of distracted driving issue there. Because, there's a good, I don't know how far, there's a good distance from the bridge from the end of the bridge to that turn. You can see somebody coming, far enough away to where you can make a good decision. So I don't know if she was just distracted or if she didn't realize that I was moving towards her as fast as I was. Because I will admit that I was going kind of fast. It's 40 miles an hour over there, and I believe I was going, I don't know, like 50, 55 probably. So 10, 15 over, which is definitely speeding. Not excessive speeding, per se, or at all, not excessive speeding, but it was probably enough to where she didn't realize I was moving towards her at, a faster rate of speed. Usually people who go over that bridge, as soon as they reach the other side of the bridge, they start to slow down. Maybe that's what she was anticipating, that I would slow down, but there's actually still a ways away before the intersection that is just past that. So, but yeah, all in all, close call for me, and some slick driving skills from me. Swerving around. And it wasn't like I cranked the steering wheel to the left and then cranked it to the right and miraculously made it by. I just kind of, to me, it was like I kind of twitched the steering wheel and hopped over into the next lane. And, yeah, avoided an incident. Also gotta give props to my little red Mazda 3, who is a 2005, which means she's 8 years old now. And, still running strong, and still nimble enough to make moves like that. So, those fun times right there. I do, in terms of being in terms of driving, I do consider myself to be a pretty good driver. I haven't gotten into an accident. I've gotten one ticket for failure to come to a complete stop at a stop sign, which, it was a college campus, making a right-hand turn, nobody in the intersection kind of deal, and turns out he was right behind me, and decided that, I don't know if it was the end of the month or not, but, end of the month, need a few extra tickets so you can get a higher pay, stuff like that, and gave me a ticket, and I paid that off, like, maybe an hour later, right after class. I went home, wrote up a check, and brought it to the place that I needed to bring it to. I don't remember what it is, but yeah, took care of that ticket, no problem. that was definitely one of the financial setbacks that I had. It wasn't like that ruined my finances, but it was definitely one of the contributors, unfortunately. But, yeah, I consider myself to be a pretty decent driver. Like I said, never got into an accident. There's been plenty of times where I've almost been into an accident, like that moment. And, I've usually been able to, avoid them. But, I think my biggest issue when driving, I'm a very cautious driver most of the time. I mean, I'm also a very patient driver. I don't really get road rage that much, and even when I do, it's not, you know, road rage. It's just kind of more of a frustration, and I'm probably notably more impatient than normal. Like, I'll try to force a move, I guess. Ooh. Let's try it. Hey, yo. There we go. But yeah, I'm a pretty patient driver. I don't really, don't try to push the envelope if I don't have to. And I'm definitely not a road rage person. Sweet. So, but, I think one of my biggest flaws is when I'm on the brakes. I don't think I hit the brakes enough. Not as in I just drive right through the intersection and stuff like that, but I mean like, I apply the brakes and, you know, I don't press down on the brake pedal as heavily as I probably should, I think. Hello. Ow. Never underestimate the slimes. Okay. So, yeah, like, when I hit the brakes, I, tend to do what I call, like, progressive braking, maybe? Where, as I get closer to where I need to stop, I apply more and more brake to it. And, I think sometimes when I do that, I tend to, cut it a little close, and I have to, not slam on the brakes, but definitely press them down a little bit harder, more quickly than I would like to. So, thought I heard a zombie. But yeah, that's probably the biggest flaw about my driving is getting on the brakes. I tend to have some trouble braking accurately. Luckily, I never hit anybody. I've had a few instances where somebody started to hit the brakes a little bit more suddenly, and I had to react to that, and things like that. There were a couple times where I made the stupid decision to rubberneck and watch the environment instead of the road, and very nearly rear-ended somebody there. And very early on in my driving, I almost got rear-ended. I was almost the recipient of a rear-end collision. I was heading home from my only job at the gym, and had stopped at a light. And the person behind me, I don't know if they weren't paying attention or if I hit the brakes too hard at that point. It was quite a while ago, but next thing I knew, there was a car right next to me, and I'm in the right-hand lane, so there's a... From where I was, you couldn't really, you couldn't go any farther to the right unless you're off-roading through the grass, which is kind of illegal. Jeez, I'm gonna have a lot of stuff to give away. Let's see where these zombies are. But yeah, so, I've had a few close calls, but I think overall I've handled my driving pretty well. For the folks joining me at Minecon, buckle up. basically, my confidence in driving depends on where I am. Depends on how. I have no idea. No. Never got one. Never bought one. Yeah, I never took advantage of the Humble Bundles. But, yeah, so if I'm like here in Ocala, the city that I live in, I'm a pretty confident driver. There are definitely some turns that I take that are pretty aggressive because I know how to drive through them. But I thought I saw some iron back here. Oh, right there. But if I go somewhere else, like if I just go somewhere new, like if I'm driving up to Arkansas or something, or even Orlando, I haven't really been to Orlando that much. I haven't driven there on my own. I've driven through it on my way to Kissimmee once, which is a little town just past that. But yeah, I've never really been to Orlando itself on my own. I've been there a few times with other people, and so yeah, I drive a little bit more cautiously, and you know, because I need to know where I am, where I'm going, and try to figure out how to get around and such. So getting to and from Orlando, I'll probably be pretty fast. I'm a bit of a lead foot, but not an excessive speeder by any means. So trying to think here for a second. Let's just dig up this dirt. This is what we were here to do. Yeah, I'm a bit of a lead foot. I think everybody is. You know, you get on the interstate, or any road for that matter, and as long as there's a lot of people on that road, oops, as long as there's a lot of people on that road, you're probably going to be driving 5 to 10 miles an hour above the speed limit. Mainly because everybody else is doing it, and if you're going to be the only one driving the speed limit, you're going to become the enemy of everybody there. So it's actually a pretty good idea to not be the safe one sometimes. Sometimes it's actually safer to be faster too, especially if you're on a busy highway where everybody else is going, 5 to 10 miles an hour over. You just gotta go with the flow, And when I'm on the interstate, I'm usually in the left lane the whole time. Just because, it's because I like going fast. But, yeah, I'm usually a pretty cautious driver and all that. So I have a lot of pet peeves while driving too. Being the car guy that I am, I have a lot of pet peeves and things that I do and don't do while driving. Like, the radio's mine. Don't touch my radio. It's not a huge one, but it's a pretty big one. I like rock music, and I find that, unfortunately, I'm in the minority in saying that I like rock music. And, so it'll be pretty interesting with folks that like to listen to other musics. Them and their musics, quote unquote. But yeah, that's one of them. I definitely don't like backseat driving. I don't know if anybody does. But I think one thing to expect is while we're driving, if we're going to someplace that I'm not familiar with, expect me to miss it and turn around and drive back to it. It's usually how I find stuff. I drive past it, and then I gotta turn around and go to it again. I don't know why I'm having such a hard time punching torches. So yeah, keep that in mind. Probably two things that two of my biggest. One of them is definitely a pet peeve. The other one's just a policy that I follow. A policy is that the policy that I follow is that I never let anyone into my car that I don't know very well, and I feel like I can definitely trust Rulon and Adrian and Kip. Hopefully, definitely going to get on their case if they try to mess with anything. But yeah, if I don't know you, I'm not gonna give you a ride. It's plain and simple. When I was coming back from the MEPS stuff, I believe it was the one where I did make it in, and yeah, we got out of the van. It was the end of the trip and all. Went over to my car, my little red Mazda, and one of the people was like, "Hey, why don't you give us a ride?" Because they were talking about, how late they were. I think one of them had to wait for a ride or something, and I was like, "No way," because I don't know them. I'm not just gonna give some random people a ride. It's just not how I roll. I don't care who you are. But yeah, I don't give just random people a ride in my car. I don't let random people in my car. Even acquaintances might not even get the privilege. So, and probably the two biggest pet peeves of mine is, one, when you talk bad about my car. I don't mind if you say that you personally don't like it or whatever, but definitely don't talk bad about them. Because, number one, I'm probably going to give you a reason why I like said car, like my little red Mazda. And two, you're probably gonna get dumped on the interstate without me stopping. So, and if we're not driving, you're probably gonna lose all of your ride-along privileges. So, if you don't like Little Red Mazda 3s, then just keep your mouth shut and nothing will happen, okay? I don't know what that was, but just go with it. So, but yeah, so, and oh no, the biggest pet peeve of mine is definitely people who lean or sit on the front of my car, or any vehicle for that matter. It is a huge pet peeve of mine. I really can't stand it, and I do tend to keep my mouth shut about it when it's somebody else's vehicle, because it's not mine, and I can't really speak for anybody on that. But when it's my own car, don't do it at all. Only I'm allowed to do it, and even I don't do it. It's just, to me, it's kind of rude. It's like, how would you like it if I sat on your face, kind of deal. So, that's kind of how I see it, and I definitely don't appreciate it when anybody does that. So, I don't even know if I will let Nate do that. It's kind of a big one for me. But yeah, that's the biggest pet peeve of mine with cars and such. I think I have pet peeves in general. I just don't know too many of them. I think the main one would be like when somebody replays something over and over, like a song or a movie or a TV show, especially movies and TV shows. I don't like that. Music, I kind of a little bit more lenient towards. I'm okay with, you know, listening to music multiple times throughout the day. Like, if there's a song I really like, I'll listen to it in the morning, in the afternoon, in the evening, something like that. You know, maybe a couple of times in in the hour, but usually I don't listen to a song back to back to back. You know, I don't put any one song on repeat like that or anything like that. Like that. So, same goes for movies and TV shows. I definitely don't like it for movies and TV shows because they're like half hour to 2 to 3 to however many hours, depending on what we're watching. Things like that. I don't like hype. I don't like it when people. I don't mind hype in general. Like, as long as it's not directed towards me, I don't mind it. Like, if somebody tries to come up to me and says, hey, you really gotta watch this show, it's the greatest thing in the world, and you know, you're really missing out, you really gotta see this. And then they follow it up by going like, come on, I'll show it to you here, or they start playing the show for you, right before you even make a decision. And I'm really against that. I don't like that. Because usually it's either, it's not as good as they make it seem it to be. There's a baby zombie on the way. You know, something like that. Or it's just something that's not in my interest, and yet they insist to make me watch it. But, those are kind of the main stuff that are pet peeves of mine. I also hate getting pranked in real life. I don't mind, you know, Minecraft pranks and stuff like that. Those are fun little dealios, little spiels. But yeah, I hate getting pranked in real life. I don't like it. I will hate you forever because of it. So, that's a scary forest back there. So scary. Try to torch all this up. Keep all these mobs at bay. Probably go place these 11 dirt blocks up on the up there, and then I'll probably call it an episode, and probably do a little bit more of this in the next episode. We'll oops, that's not food. That's why that didn't work. Probably work on like the foliage up here next. But yeah, I think that's all for today. Talked about pet peeves and driving, and my fears going to the bachelor party this weekend on Friday. But yeah, I think that'll do for this episode. We'll continue working on this in the next episode. Kind of looks weird with these different shades. Like, what is this? This is plains. Taiga. River. Okay, Taiga. Got it. Yeah, I hope you guys enjoyed watching, and I shall see you all next time.